key of G today, and I wanted to, I was sitting with my buddy Jason, and I was playing some little walk downs in D and A, and he's like, hey, you know, that's worth sharing. So we're going to do it today, but first I want to thank you for subscribing to my channel. It's just been great. We've had so much fun doing lessons and sharing ideas, and so hit me up with a comment if you got one. Love to hear from you. And also ring that bell, because every Wednesday we give away a lot of free stuff. So we'd love to be in touch with you. Anyway, here in the key of G, I'm going to show you a couple different ways to do some walk downs that incorporate a descending line. It can also ascend, but today we're going to descend with it. And it also has some strings ringing out. So the first one I'm going to show you is, and this is a chord, a version of G that I use often. You know, we often see a G like, you know, first position, or we see third finger on the third fret of the D, a B string, sorry. So that's always a great, you can do a lot with it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a version of G that I use. We call these partials, and a partial usually is what it sounds like. It's only a part of the chord, because a lot of times, depending on the song, I'm not going to hit a big bar chord like a G like that. Depending on what I'm looking for, I might often want to have some strings ringing out to get a different flavor. In this case, so a partial would look like this. Now you've seen this. A lot of us play a G that way. So this is like a mini version, okay? So it looks like this. So it's 3, 3, 4, 5 in the E, B, G, D string. Okay, that's what it looks like. Now, here's where the magic comes in. You ready? The special sauce. You lift your second finger up, and you gotta let it ring. Almost has that kind of, almost like a country banjo sound. But what's great about this is you can take that form, which is not that difficult. You know, your E and B are just barring the 3 fret. And let your G's ring out. Okay, now take your third finger, and it's a little bit of a reach, to the 5th fret of the D string. Okay? And you hit, it sounds like this. Now you have to be a little bit precise on this, because you don't want to hit the lower strings. The extraneous strings are not good, that sound. So you don't want to have a discord, right? So just pay attention. We're really working with the high 4 strings. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Now watch what I do, and then I'll break it down for you. Now I'm going to change from a G to a C and walk it down, and I get to a D eventually. So sort of a 1, 4, 5, but it goes like this. It's kind of a circle. Sounds like a lot of different songs I can think of. One is Friend of the Devil by the Grateful Dead, which I love. But let me show you, I'll break that down slowly for you. So you know we've got this G look here. Then we're going to go down a half a step on that D string to the 4th fret with your second finger, okay? And then we're going to shift. That's an easy way to do it. So the easiest way to do this, there is a little move that happens here after the second lick. And then what's going to happen is we're going to shift this second finger, just goes down to the 2nd fret on the D string, and pick up that D note, 3rd fret of the B string with your pinky. Now if you're more comfortable using your 3rd finger, that's fine, and that goes in general with whatever I'm teaching you. If you're ever more comfortable using a different finger, do it. This is not verboten. So you got your G, so the 5, 4, 2, open, that's the lick. That's the shift. That's a straight G chord. Then I'm going to go to a C, okay, and I'm going to walk down the same way, half step. second chord is a straight up C chord, and then go down to the second fret of the A string and pick up that D note again with your pinky, which is essentially a G chord, but we're not going to worry about chords right now. We're worrying about the lick. That's an A minor seventh, and then I hit a D with a F sharp in the bass. Okay, so here's what the bass notes sound like. And then G. So though we're starting with this little mini version of G, we end up with a full-throated cowboy chord at the end. Okay? So I'm going to take it really slow one time, and then I'll play it up to speed, and hopefully you'll get that. So I'm thinking that the tricky part there, this is pretty straightforward. You got that, right? And then slide down. I think we got that. And then here's it gets a little tricky to see. And then down a half a step. And then an A minor seventh. Straight A minor seventh, and then here comes the D with an F sharp, and then rest on a G. So one more time up to speed. I'll play it slow first, and then. So before I do it up to speed, I just want to one last time, slow motion, the bass notes. See. Okay. Now I'm gonna mess around with it and have some fun, and maybe you'll get a little inspiration out of it. So here we go. Went from some country to some funky blues. That's what happens. But hopefully you enjoyed that. The main thing of that G chord is you can get a lot of mileage out of that little partial. In case you want that twangy lick, I'm going to give it to you. That's a fun lick. And all I'm doing is I'm taking my second finger, resting on the fourth fret of the D string, and going up a half a step with my third finger. It's a hammer-on. But if you include that open G string, it starts to get that twang. And I just keep spelling out the chord. It starts to sound more interesting when you play it fast. A little hillbilly elegy for you. Okay, well that's my lesson in G for this week, and I hope you enjoyed it. And again, this can happen, in songwriting or in jamming or whatever. But by keeping those open strings in there, it definitely makes it more interesting. Getting it to ring out. All right, we'll see you down the road.
My friend Jimmy has the coolest guitar lessons. Go to jimmydillon.com/free and get all your amazing gifts. He's the best. Roll, rock and roll. Stay awesome and rock and roll.